It is Tuesday, January 27th, 2026. The T20 World Cup is set to begin on February 7th.
Less than 2 weeks away.
Exactly. Yeah. Tickets sold, schedules are all locked in. And yet we're facing this incredible situation where one of the biggest teams in the world, Pakistan, might not even participate.
It's a situation that feels more like a geopolitical thriller than, a sporting event.
Yeah.
We are staring at a genuine crisis in the cricket world.
And the context here is just critical. Bangladesh has already been removed from the tournament.
Already gone, replaced by Scotland.
And now Pakistan is threatening a boycott in solidarity, which has sparked this massive standoff of the International Cricket Council, the ICC.
Precisely, and the stakes could not be higher. For today's deep dive, we're looking at reports from all over NDTV Sports, the Indian Express, Dawn, The Guardian.
Right, and they're all covering the diplomatic, the financial, and the sporting fallout of what's happening. So our mission today is to really unpack why this is happening. We need to look at the specific consequences, financial and sporting, that Pakistan faces if they walk away, and the timeline. When is the final decision?
So let's slow down and just take this piece by piece. There's a lot of noise, but the facts, they paint a very stark picture.
Okay, first, let us look at the event that started this whole chain reaction.
It all began with the Bangladesh Cricket Board, or the BCB. They refused to play their T20 World Cup matches in India,
Citing security concerns and diplomatic tensions.
Right, but there was a specific incident that sort of triggered this, wasn't there? It wasn't just a vague feeling.
Yeah, sources point to the incident with the pacer Mustafizur Rahman. He was released from the Kolkata Knight Riders, his IPL team. And that event is really cited as the flashpoint. It just escalated everything.
It made the political tension feel, I guess, personal to the players and the board.
So Bangladesh asked for a change of venue. They wanted to play, just not in India.
Correct. They requested to move their matches to a neutral venue, something like Sri Lanka. But the ICC, they rejected the request.
Just a flat no.
A flat no. Their stance was firm, the schedule was set, and when Bangladesh refused to travel to India, the ICC made a very decisive move. They removed them.
And replaced them immediately.
They did. Replaced them with Scotland, who is the next best-ranked team. In fact, Scotland has already announced their 15-member squad. They're ready to go.
Okay, let's just pause on that for a second. A full member nation, a major cricket country, has been removed from a World Cup.
Yeah.
And Scotland is already packing their bags.
It's pretty much unprecedented, and it sends a very strong message from the governing body. It says the schedule comes first, period.
Now let us pause for a moment to consider Pakistan's position in all this. Why are they getting so involved?
This is where it gets really fascinating. The Pakistan Cricket Board, the PCB, they immediately expressed solidarity with Bangladesh.
And the chairman, Mohsin Naqvi, he came out very strongly.
He did. He used a very specific phrase. He accused the ICC of double standards.
Okay, so let's unpack that. What does he mean by double standards in this specific context?
To understand that, you have to look back just a little bit to the 2025 Champions Trophy.
Right, take us back.
Well, in 2025, India refused to travel to Pakistan for that tournament.
Citing security reasons.
Exactly. And in that instance, the ICC allowed what they called a hybrid model.
Which means India got to play their matches somewhere else.
Precisely. India played their matches in Dubai while the rest of the tournament went on in Pakistan. So Pakistan's argument now is, it's pretty simple.
If India was allowed a neutral venue when they refused to travel, why wasn't Bangladesh given the same flexibility?
That is the core of the double standards argument. A precedent was set with the Champions Trophy, and Pakistan feels that precedent was just completely ignored for Bangladesh.
I see. So they feel like the rules are being applied differently depending on who's asking.
Yeah. That's the feeling, yeah. And this has now gone way beyond just cricket administration. This has gone to the highest levels of government in Pakistan.
Right. Chairman Naqvi met with the Prime Minister, Shehbaz Sharif, on Monday.
He did. This is now a matter of state policy.
And what was the directive from the PM?
The directive was to, and I'm quoting here, resolve it while keeping all options on the table.
That phrase, all options. That sounds like a full boycott is a very real possibility.
It's on the table,
Yeah.
And they're running out of time.
So when do they have to decide?
The sources suggest the final decision deadline is it's imminent, either Friday, January 30th, or Monday, February 2nd.
Now, the tournament starts on the 7th, so we're talking about a decision coming just days before the first ball is bowled.
Brinkmanship of the absolute highest order.
Okay. Next, we will look at the severe consequences Pakistan faces if they do this.
This is where the reality check comes in.
Hmm.
The ICC has reportedly issued a very stern ultimatum to the PCB. They are not taking this threat lightly at all.
The sources say if Pakistan withdraws, they face unprecedented sanctions.
And unprecedented is the key word there. We need to walk through what these sanctions actually are. It's not just a fine. It's structural.
Okay, let's list them. First, suspension of bilateral series.
This is huge. It means Pakistan could be barred from playing series against other nations. No tours, no home series. That just cuts off a massive amount of their regular cricket.
And why is that so damaging?
Because bilateral series are the bread and butter of the cricket calendar. It's regular content, regular income. If you can only play in ICC events, your calendar is basically empty most of the year.
Okay, second sanction. Asia Cup exclusion.
The Asia Cup is a huge revenue earner, and it's a matter of regional pride. Being banned from that would be a significant blow to their standing in Asian cricket.
Right. And third, and this one seems like it could be the most damaging for the domestic game, the hit to the PSL, the Pakistan Super League.
This is the coordinated no NOC policy. NOC stands for No Objection Certificate.
So let's break that down for the listener. What does no NOC mean in practice?
It means overseas players would be denied permission by their home cricket boards to play in the Pakistan Super League. Every international player needs that certificate from their home country to play in a foreign league.
So, no international stars in the PSL.
Exactly. Imagine the PSL without the big foreign names. It cripples the league's commercial value. TV rights, sponsorships. It all depends on that star power. The PSL would become a purely local tournament.
And speaking of money, let's get into the direct financial fallout for the board itself.
The numbers are staggering. First, you've got the immediate loss of the participation fee. That's $500,000. Gone.
But that's just the tip of the iceberg, right?
It is. The bigger chunk is the ICC annual revenue share. Every member nation gets a piece of the ICC's profits. For Pakistan, that's estimated at around $34.5 million US.
$34.5 million.
Correct. Losing that would blow a massive hole in their operating budget. But it gets worse. There's the potential for lawsuits.
Lawsuits from who? The broadcasters.
From the broadcasters. If Pakistan pulls out, and especially if they cancel that high-profile match against India,
Oh, that's the big one.
the value of the tournament plummets. Broadcasters pay a huge premium for that game. So yes, they would almost certainly sue for breach of contract.
So what are we talking, dollar-wise?
Sources estimate a potential lawsuit could be around $38 million.
So let's add that up. $34.5 million in lost revenue, a potential $38 million in lawsuits.
Yeah.
Plus the commercial damage to the PSL.
It adds up fast, and you have to remember, the PCB just approved a budget of 18.3 billion rupees for the next season.
Yeah.
A lot of that budget relies on the money coming in from the ICC.
Without that revenue, that budget is basically fiction.
Complete fiction. They simply wouldn't have the funds to operate at their current level.
Before we move on, let's just consider the isolation.
That's the word sources keep using.
Yeah.
Isolation. These sanctions are being described as an existential threat. It could totally isolate Pakistan from the global cricket ecosystem.
They'd be on an island.
Completely.
Now, let us examine the current status of the tournament. Because there's a really strange irony here, isn't there?
There is a massive irony. We're talking about Pakistan threatening a boycott because Bangladesh refused to play in India.
Right.
But here's the thing. Pakistan is not scheduled to play in India.
Wait, what? Really?
Yes. Due to a prior agreement, Pakistan's group stage matches are already set to be played in Sri Lanka, in Colombo.
So their security demands were actually already met from the start.
They were. They aren't being asked to cross the border into India for the group stages at all. They're considering boycotting a tournament where they're already playing in a neutral venue.
Purely on the principle of supporting Bangladesh.
Exactly. It positions this purely as a moral or political stand, not a logistical one. It elevates the entire discussion from player safety to ICC governance.
But despite all this tough talk, there are some conflicting signals coming out of the Pakistan camp.
There are. For one, despite all the threats, Pakistan has announced a 15-man squad for the tournament.
So they've picked the team.
They have. You don't usually pick a team and announce it to the world if you're absolutely certain you aren't going. It suggests they're keeping the door open.
And what if they do pull the plug? What's the ICC's backup plan?
The ICC reportedly has a contingency. One option, and this would be a real twist, is to bring Bangladesh back into the fold if Pakistan withdraws.
Wow. That would be something.
It would. Or they could just replace Pakistan with the next ranked team, which would be Uganda.
Uganda replacing Pakistan in a World Cup.
Yeah.
That would certainly change the competitive landscape.
It would change the entire dynamic of the tournament. But the ICC has already shown with the Scotland decision that they are willing to swap out teams to keep the schedule moving.
So let's just recap the timeline here. It is January 27th. The Prime Minister of Pakistan will decide by February 2nd at the latest.
The clock is ticking very, very loudly.
And the tournament starts on February 7th. The stakes are, essentially, total isolation for Pakistan cricket.
It's not an exaggeration. If they walk away, they risk financial collapse and being completely cut off from the rest of the cricketing world.
And for you, the listener, it's so important to see that this isn't just about sport.
It rarely is at this level. This is about geopolitics. It's about international governance. And, it's about the economics of global entertainment. It shows how fragile these big international agreements can be.
It really highlights that tension between a global governing body, which is trying to run a business, and sovereign nations with their own diplomatic agendas.
Exactly. The ICC is trying to run a tournament. Pakistan is trying to make a political statement. And right now, those two goals are crashing into each other.
So what we have is a standoff that could change the face of cricket in South Asia.
And we're going to know the answer in just a few days.
I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over. If Pakistan boycotts to protest these double standards, but the result is the financial collapse of their own cricket board and the Pakistan Super League, is that moral victory worth the cost of the sport's survival in the country?
That is the multi-million-dollar question, isn't it?
That's it for this deep dive. We will be watching the news very closely on February 2nd.
It's going to be an interesting week.
Thanks for listening.